My daughter called me the bank behind my back for 3 years. I found out the same week I discovered my retirement account was empty. I'd been in the hospital for 11 days after a knee replacement. My daughter Marissa had my spare key, my mail, and, I thought, my trust. When I finally got home and logged into my account to pay the surgery bills, the balance read $214. There had been just over $180,000 the month before. I called the bank in a panic, thinking I'd been hacked. The woman on the phone was gentle. "Ma'am, the funds were transferred using a power of attorney document filed 3 weeks ago by a Marissa Whitfield. I never signed a power of attorney. When I called Marissa, she didn't even pretend. Mom, relax. Derek and I needed it for the down payment. The house in Riverbend, we closed on Friday." Her husband's voice came through in the background, cheerful like they were hosting a barbecue. "Tell her she can visit. You forged legal documents. You took everything I have. You were literally in a hospital bed," she said, like that explained something. "What were you going to do with it, Mom? You're 68. We have our whole lives ahead of us. Dad would have wanted us to have it. Her father died working double shifts so that money would exist." I told her that. She sighed the way she used to sigh at 14. "This is why nobody tells you anything. You make everything so heavy. Look, it's done. The money's in the house now. Be happy for us for once." Then she said the thing that ended 34 years of me making excuses for her. "Honestly, we've called you the bank for years. Everyone jokes about it. Did you really think all those Sunday dinners were free?" I hung up. I sat in my kitchen with my swollen knee propped on a chair, and I didn't cry. I made an appointment. The Elder Fraud Unit took my case seriously in a way that surprised me. Forged notarization, unauthorized transfers, a paper trail Derek had barely bothered to hide. Charges were filed within 2 weeks. Marissa called me screaming the day investigators showed up at her new house. "Are you out of your mind? We're your family. You stole my retirement. It's not stealing. It's an inheritance. Early. I'm not dead, Marissa. You're dead to me if you don't drop this." She waited, like that was the winning move it had always been. When I said nothing, her voice cracked into something ugly. "You'll die alone. You understand that? Alone. I'd rather be alone than be an account." The pressure campaign lasted months. Derek's mother called me sobbing. Cousins I hadn't heard from in a decade told me family doesn't do this to family. Apparently that rule only applied to me. Marissa showed up on my porch twice, once furious, once with a casserole and an apology so rehearsed it had beats in it. Both times she ended with the same sentence: "Just tell them it was a misunderstanding." The trial was short. The prosecutor put their group chat on the screen, messages between Marissa, Derek, and Derek's brother, planning it while I was in pre-op. One message from my daughter, time-stamped 40 minutes before my surgery. "She'll be under for hours, lol. Send the transfer forms." I watched the jury read that. I watched my daughter watch them read it. Guilty on all counts. The house in Riverbend was seized as proceeds of fraud. Derek got 4 years. Marissa got 3.5. And when the bailiff came toward her, she looked at me across the courtroom and mouthed, "Mommy, please." She hadn't called me mommy since kindergarten. I walked out into the sunlight and breathed like a person for the first time in a year. Last month, a letter arrived from the correctional facility. 4 pages. She's sorry. She was manipulated by Derek. She's changed. And then, at the bottom, the real reason for the letter. Would I write a support statement for her early release hearing? And could she and the kids stay with me just until we're stable? I read it twice. Then I wrote my reply on a single index card. "You spent 3 years calling me the bank. Banks don't do forgiveness, they do consequences. Your balance is 3.5 years, and this account is closed." I mailed it, made myself tea, and paid my own bills with the money the court returned to me. Every cent of it.